You've probably been apologizing wrong your entire life. Not slightly wrong, completely wrong. And the scary part is this: nobody ever corrects you. People just slowly lose trust in you without telling you why. Now, that's not my opinion. That's a scientific finding. What if I told you that almost every apology you've ever given or ever received was flawed? And that the two little words we're all taught to build our apologies around, "I'm sorry," are actually one of the least important parts? For decades, we've treated saying sorry like a reflex. You mess up, you say the words, and hope the situation disappears. But it rarely works, because here's the truth: a bad apology does not fix damage. It actually makes it worse. That lingering tension, that unresolved frustration, that's the proof. That tension you feel after apologizing, that awkward silence, that is not random. That is your apology failing. That's because a real apology is not just a reflex, because a real apology is not just words. It is a structure, a process, a signal that tells the other person whether they can trust you again or not. It's a system with 6 specific parts. Scientists have identified these parts and ranked them based on what actually works. Today, we're breaking down the formula for the perfect apology. We're counting down the 6 components from least effective to most powerful, and the number 1 element has nothing to do with saying "I am sorry." Stay with me, because this will change how you handle mistakes. And here's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. You don't lose relationships because you mess up. You lose them because you don't repair properly. That's the difference. Welcome back to Mentor's Mindset. So why are we so bad at apologizing? It comes down to ego. Most apologies are not about healing the other person. They are about making ourselves feel better, quickly. We want to remove guilt and end the discomfort. That leads to empty apologies. Most people are not trying to fix the problem. They are trying to end the discomfort. You've heard them before. "I'm sorry you feel that way." That shifts the problem onto the other person. "I'm sorry, but..." That word cancels everything before it. Mistakes were made. That is why some apologies make you feel worse, not better. No ownership, no accountability. These fail because they miss the point. The goal is not to explain yourself. The goal is to acknowledge the impact and repair the damage. And if we are being honest, most people are not trying to repair anything. They are trying to escape consequences. That is why the apology feels hollow. Researchers at Ohio State University, led by Roy Lewicki, studied over 755 people to understand what makes an apology effective. They found 6 key components, but not all components are equal. Let's rank them. Most people think a bad apology is just a weak moment. It's not. It leaves a mark. Think about this. You trust someone, they mess up. Not a big deal, that happens, but then they apologize badly, they deflect, they minimize, they rush it. Now the issue is no longer the mistake, it's how they handled it. And that is where trust actually breaks. Because mistakes are human, everyone understands that. But how you respond to a mistake tells people who you really are. Are you accountable? Do you reflect? Do you change? Or do you protect your ego and move on? That is what people remember. Not the mistake, the response. And once someone loses trust in how you handle things, every future situation becomes heavier. They start questioning you. They start second-guessing your words. They stop relying on you the same way. That is why learning how to apologize properly is not just about fixing one situation. It is about protecting every relationship you have. Now let's see the 6 components, starting with number 6, request for forgiveness. Will you forgive me? It sounds sincere, but it is the least effective part. Why? Because it puts pressure on the person you hurt. You created the problem, and now you are asking them for something. An apology should be given freely, not as a transaction. If you remove one part, remove this, because real forgiveness is not something you ask for. It is something you earn over time. Number 5, expression of regret. I'm sorry. Necessary but not powerful. We have all heard empty apologies, words without meaning. This is a starting point, not the solution. Without stronger elements, it means very little. This is why some apologies feel like noise. You hear the words, but you do not feel anything behind them. Words alone do not rebuild trust. Number 4, explanation of what went wrong. This is where you provide context. But there is a difference between explanation and excuse. An excuse removes responsibility. An explanation shows awareness. I was stressed. I have been overwhelmed and it affected my behavior. One avoids blame. The other shows understanding. If you cannot explain your behavior, people assume it will happen again. A strong explanation does one thing. It shows you understand yourself, not just the situation. And that builds confidence that the mistake will not repeat. Number 3, declaration of repentance. This is your commitment to change. You clearly state that it will not happen again. This rebuilds trust. It shows learning and growth. Because trust is not rebuilt through words. It is rebuilt through predictability. And this is where that process starts. Quick pause. If this is helping you, subscribe. It supports the channel and keeps you in the loop for more breakdowns like this. And if you have ever felt like someone's apology did not sit right, stay to the end. You will know exactly why. Trust comes back through consistency, not promises. Number 2, offer of repair. This is action. What are you doing to fix the damage? If you broke something, replace it. If you caused stress, reduce the burden. I'll handle school pickups for the next 2 weeks. This proves you are serious because the moment someone sacrifices their time, effort, or comfort to fix what they broke, the apology becomes real. This is where words turn into proof. Number 1, acknowledgement of responsibility. This is the most important part. This was my fault. I was wrong. No excuses, no deflection. This validates the other person. It aligns you with them instead of against them. It is the hardest part, but the most effective. If you can only do one thing, do this. Because the moment you fully own it, the conflict stops being you versus them. It becomes both of you versus the problem. This is the moment everything shifts. Let's compare and put it all together. Bad apology. I'm sorry, I've just been overwhelmed. I hope you forgive me. That includes the weakest elements. Now, a strong one. I am sorry I forgot to pick up Leo. That was my fault. I let you down. To fix this, I will handle pickups for the next 2 weeks. Now build it further. This cannot happen again. I have set daily reminders so I stay on top of it. I have been under pressure at work, but that is my responsibility to manage. Full version. Listen, I am really sorry. I promised to pick up Leo and I forgot. That is my fault. I know that put you under stress and I broke your trust. To make it right, I will handle pickups for the next 2 weeks. I have also set reminders so this never happens again. I value our friendship and I hope over time I can rebuild your trust. That is a real apology. No excuses, just ownership and action. Notice what is missing. No excuses, no pressure, no shortcuts. Just ownership, action, and change. We have all received bad apologies. What is the worst one you have heard? Drop it in the comments. What was missing? And be honest. Have you ever given one like that too? And if you found this useful, subscribe to Mentor's Mindset and turn on notifications. Here is the truth. Your impact matters more than your intention. You may not have meant to hurt someone, but if you did, your job is to take responsibility and repair it. A real apology is not about escaping the situation. It is about showing accountability and respect. The goal is not just to be forgiven, it is to be worthy of forgiveness. And most people never learn this, which is exactly why relationships keep breaking over the same mistakes. Most people repeat the same mistakes because they never learn this. And now you know how. Thanks for watching. See you next time.